Hi guys, my name is Paige, and I'm going to be going over the book 72 Hour Hold by B.B. Moore Campbell. 72 Hour Hold is about an 18-year-old girl who is newly diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And her mom navigates all the nuances with trying to help her daughter overcome this mental illness. The 18-year-old daughter, has been in and out of hospitals and multiple 72-hour holds. She dabbles in substance abuse, and she also is in and out of jail. Throughout this text, we understand the struggles that African Americans have in regards to mental health and the stigma around it. First and foremost, the denial that happens in the beginning of realizing that your child may or may not be diagnosed with a mental illness. This stems from the multitude of reasons that African Americans do not want to be stigmatized or felt as if they are not in control of their mind, because for so long we have been looked upon as lesser, slower, lesser. So by exposing ourselves and stating that we do have this mental illness, it does give power back to our oppressors in a weird way. But this is a connection that we have to break, because our mental health requires us to understand that it is okay to reach out, to seek help, and get the help that is needed to be productive, not only in society, but within self. Throughout the semester, we talk about a plethora of stigmas, and not only the disabled, ethical groups, multitude of things, of people in wheelchairs, people who are blind, people who have cancer, people who have diseases, illnesses, all of which results in one core factor: that these people are human, these people are worthy, and these people do need assistance, but they do not need to be babied or carried or felt sorry for, or treated as if they are not human, almost dehumanized. So we talk about the social aspect of disability. The social aspect of being or having a mental illness is very prevalent. Having a mental illness and going to college, having a mental illness and being black, having a mental illness and being in the church home, a church home that it does not accept or understand what mental illness is, or thinks that mental illness is something that is unreal. A believer myself, I am very cognitive and aware of mental illness, and very aware that mental illness is something that people do struggle with. This is not something that is abolished or non-existent in the church. It's something that it is acknowledged in some church homes, and it is not only encouraged to go to therapists, but also to incorporate prayer, and incorporate a relationship with Christ, so that when you do get the help that you need, that you stay on that road. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, have relapses, and I believe people who have relapses, what could be beneficial as a person who loves the Lord and as a Christ follower, to stay on that road of Christ, so that He can guide you and keep you on the path of a healthier life, along with the meds. So many people believe that it's either one or the other, whereas Who says it can't be both? Why can't both things coexist? There's always a divide that comes in between a multitude of groups where the divide does not need or is not necessary to be in. Um, in regards to personal experiences of mental health in the church, just recently, unfortunately, a church member that I used to go to church with at my grandfather's church in Louisville, Kentucky, just recently attempted to take his own life with a gun to his head. Thankfully, it wasn't fatal, but disheartenedly, he is in the hospital and unable to move his limbs, unable to speak at this time. Um, he does have brain activity. He's very conscious and can use his hands and can write very much so well. But this is a pianist who was at our church who attempted to take his life. And the question that most people have is why and how come. Whereas as a black man, I'm presuming like there's stigma within that. There's stigma within going to get help outside of Christ if you're not at the faith level that you need to be. You need to go seek help and go get a therapist. Whereas many people in the church have, in not only church family, but also his family have encouraged him to go seek help, but the refusal that was prevalent was definitely there. And the question is why. And as we see in 72-Hour Hold with B.B. Moore Campbell, the answer's pretty prevalent. As an African American, we have denials within mental health. We have denials within going forth and getting the help that we need in regards to mental, physical, spiritual, and the whole human. We have problems with doing that because of past history. We feel as if we can do it now, but it's okay to ask for help. So that's just a personal experience that I have with mental health in regards to a family friend. We do know that the effects of mental health doesn't just obviously it affects the individual person, but it doesn't just affect them. It affects everyone that surrounds them, inner circles, outer circles, that they impact, because each and every person impacts another and another and another. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, as everyone knows. This person is in Louisville, Kentucky. He lives in Louisville, Kentucky. And although I visit, I haven't seen him in quite some time, but this still has affected me in a big way. Also, in some ways, that he's actually moved. He's been transported to Cincinnati, so I am his only family in town. So we really have to navigate. Really encouraging people to go get the help that they need, because we do not know what is happening in your mind, in your heart, when you're by yourself. So it's very interesting that I had the chance to read this book during the times that I'm dealing with a church family friend. So yeah, and also connections, and why this book is really prevalent and resonated with me is because I'm a mother. I have a 4-year-old son who you've all met during our exam, but I have a 4-year-old son, and he's the world to me. And ever since he has came into this world, I've been making sure that his steps are ordered, that I have money for him, advances for him, um, a life that is better for him. So what BB Campbell Moore, the mother's character, when she said a child's death is not always necessary for a mother to grieve, that's absolutely right. If you are a mother, you would understand that it's not only death that causes grief of a mother. Not being able to help a child who is on earth, in the living world, in the living realm, not being able to help said child, being helpless to take the pain from them, take that suffering from them, take that heartache from them. It's a lot, and it can be overwhelming. In the book, A 72-Hour Hold, it also talks about how parents who have children who are mentally ill, they may have to sometimes detach themselves from the child. If the child is reluctant and has a refusal of getting that help, and being in partnership of for a better, healthier life, because it can affect the family members. So yeah, so that is 72-Hour Hold by BB Moore Campbell. That is my take on it. It's been a great semester. I am a little bit over the time, but I do hope all of you guys' exams are super dope. And with that being said, page out.